This episode is brought to you by D2C Design, your growth partner for high-performance e-commerce. If you're wondering what's holding back your Shopify store, D2C Design offers a free consultative conversion block report. That's right, no strings attached. Just contact them, set up a free call, and they'll break down exactly what your site needs. Again, D2C Design. Back by popular demand. Here to talk about really two of my favorite subjects, which is fashion houses and summer fashion. Mr. Frank Judd, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me again.
Good to have you on. First of all, let's start off with the important stuff. How many sprays of cologne did you spray on today? Because you smell amazing.
Thank you. I'm actually wearing Summer Mink.
Summer Mink, okay.
Yep, it's actually Drake's fragrance.
Really? I'm surprised that you would go with a Drake.
I'm not.
You don't strike me as a Drake guy.
I'm not his biggest fan.
Okay.
But it smells nice.
But it smells nice. How many sprays and talk to me about the application of the sprays.
I mean, there's at least 30.
30 sprays?
Well, because it's not the strongest. Okay.
Okay, it's not super strong. It's not overwhelming. You're right. You're right. It's not overwhelming.
It's not an overwhelming scent. It lasts maybe 4 or 6 hours. So I don't get to reapply it. I'm not bringing the bottle with me.
Right.
So yeah, I did it probably around 30, maybe 32.
But I mean, it's applied throughout the body and layered. Talk to me about the layering process.
Yeah. So today I didn't layer.
Today you layer, okay.
Just to make it a little stronger, I always like kind of maybe 10 to 15, let it do its thing while I then go do my hair. And then when I put my clothes on, then I'll put it another.
How long does it take you to get ready in the morning?
You know, I'm not gonna lie. It used to take me about 30 minutes.
That's not bad.
Now it's about 45.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just like everything just takes longer now.
Yeah.
Blow dry, my hair takes longer.
And you got great hair. You have a lot of hair, which is you're blessed. I'm envious. All right. So everyone who knows you knows that you're a huge Gucci fan, including that today you're wearing Gucci shoes.
I was a big Gucci.
What happened?
Well, I mean, we're down now 2 terrible choices for creative director. You had Salvatore, who sabotaged Gucci, as I famously said. And now you have Demna, who comes from Balenciaga. I don't really understand what Keurig and kind of the thought process in bringing him in. I don't think anything he's done for Balenciaga is really anything Gucci, let alone revolutionary. Mm-hmm. I think he's very much about partnering with like people like Kim Kardashian, like the big stars, and you know Nicole Kidman. And I don't know that makes anything. You know, Gucci's a heritage brand.
Right.
It finds a line between gaudy and tasteful and a very ethereal type of vibe. That's not him at all. So I'm not very excited for anything he's going to do for the house. So I'm kind of like on a no Gucci.
Really? Gucci hiatus for you? That's a big step.
It is. Yeah.
So where are you pivoting to these days?
Dior.
Why? Talk to me about Dior.
So I would say Dior is having its renaissance. I mean, Dior went from being, a few years ago, boring-ish, very, old school type of brand. And I think now, especially now with Jonathan Anderson at the helm, very excited for what he's going to do. Actually, it's the first time since Dior himself that they're letting one singular designer be in charge of both men's, women's, and their couture shows. So very excited for what he's going to do. But even before his, him being the creative director, they get it, right? Between being fashion, kind of the front leaders of kind of what stylistically looks good and the aesthetic of what Dior has always stood by, but then kind of blending it into this more modern, I don't want to call it streetwear, right? I think Louis Vuitton has kind of owned streetwear from a high fashion perspective, but still something that's wearable, that feels good when you're wearing it and, stands out. And that's kind of the vibe.
Because his first show was really popular, right?
Fantastic.
I mean, again, he hit a home run.
Yeah, because when you think about, again, you're coming into a heritage brand. I mean, looking back at what Jonathan Anderson did for Loewe and the resurgence of creativity that he did for Loewe, I was very excited when Dior announced, right? Not just because I've already been excited for what Dior has done more recently, but also because of what Jonathan's creative mind kind of produces. He doesn't lose the heritage aspect of a brand. Right? He just brings it to where he's at.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's exciting about his first show that he just launched summer.
Staying on the topic of fashion, but more in fashion media, there's a lot of controversy going on at Vogue. What's going on at Vogue? Give me the inside scoop.
I mean, well, from my research and things that I have read, word on the street is that, Anna Wintour did not want to put Lauren Sanchez, for those of you who don't know, Bez was his new wife, on the cover of Vogue, nor should she have.
Correct.
And so word on the street is he bought Vogue as a wedding present for her. Anna announces that she's stepping down from American Vogue, which is huge after like over 4 decades of being, you know, the leader.
She's an icon.
Absolutely. I mean, she's still going to be creative directing and thing for Condé Nast and stuff like that in its kind of global platform. But yeah, I mean, word on the street is that she was like, no, I'm not putting this woman on. Like, why would I? And he was like, no, I'm rich. And so
I own the
I'm
magazine.
Buy it.
Yeah, right. I want to make my wife happy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, and if you look at the cover, I mean, not to be like a bezel hater or anything like that, but it doesn't look Vogue.
It doesn't look
Vogue. I'm not going to say she looks bad. She doesn't look bad, but this isn't like a bridal magazine. You know what I mean? It's supposed to be like a high fashion, even like the pictures they chose and even the editing of it. I mean, I was very underwhelmed. And I'm here like, this is what billions of dollars can get you. Like, we could do a little better than that.
We could do a little better. All right, give me something to be excited about in high fashion right now. Yeah,
I mean, honestly, I think there's a lot. When I think of Schiaparelli, no one is doing high fashion couture better than Daniel Roseberry is for Schiaparelli, in my opinion.
In your opinion.
I mean, when you talk about the architectural aspect of what he puts together, and then you put the out of the box thinking design. I mean, every celebrity, every woman that's wearing Schiaparelli today, you stand out, you look refined, you look elevated, but you look kind of that line between futuristic and the now, right? So I'm just excited for anything Schiaparelli does in that respect, because I think that all these other brands are looking to him in a lot of ways he's out there, right? Like no one's walking around with a lion head you know, anywhere normally, but you kind of take that high risk and you blend it down to something that's more commercial. And that's what a lot of these brands are doing. So I think just architecturally, you're seeing a lot of that in outfits. I mean, even in summer, right? Like I'm a polo guy, but now you're getting a lot of knit polo. And I think that European chic look is kind of what is now kind of back in the forefront, where I think American fashion and traditional streetwear fashion is kind of dying down a little bit. I think you're getting more of that European earth tones, clean, not overly baggy, but not extremely tailored either. It's kind of like that in between.
Yeah, stuff started to get a little too tight. I had to tighten up too, I admit it. But all right, so in fashion, we just talked about fashion media. Who do you think from, I'll call it new media, IG, TikTok, does it right?
You know, Jacques Mus, for me.
Okay.
He's a French designer that I think, when I think of, I don't want to say like younger people, right? Because I'm going to put myself in that frame. I think Jacques Mus creates clothes that are exciting. So think of like Zara, but with an edge. And in a very like designer, high fashion type function, but practical, right? Not something you're wearing to like a gala, something you're wearing every day and just trying to elevate kind of what your look is going for. And I think he captures kind of what modern social media, you know, people want to kind of grasp to. So just his campaigns in general, I think are pretty fantastic. You know, Louis Vuitton, I still think is the leader in socials. Ironically, Chanel actually has more followers on Instagram than any other high fashion brand. But if you actually go on their Instagram, it's the most boring. Like, interesting. And I'm not trashing Chanel at all by any means. I'm a big Chanel fan. But it's very boring. Like, like the pages and stuff and what they produce, and it's just like blah. But they have more. Are
they a hardcore influencer community, or do they even need it?
You know, in a lot of ways, yes. I think more in like the Asian markets, they tend to play that kind of game. Here, not so much, right? Here, it's we have to talk about it, then it's not Chanel.
Then it's not Chanel, right? Got it.
Hermes is kind of in the same realm.
All right. Fashion that's in the universe right now that you would like to see go away.
I mean, I'm done with anything, everything, you know, got the Ugg boot crap. Like they're kind of coming back and they're coming back with labels and stuff. I'm over it. You know, I think Kim Kardashian with her Skims and partnering with Roberto Cavalli and these animal prints, like it's so 2000, 2005. I don't think it wasn't cute then. It's not really that cute now, in my opinion.
You're a fashion expert.
Yeah, so I would do kind of away with that. And, you know, we're seeing a lot, well, things that I like, right? I in general, I do tend to like feathers and things that are a little bit more, you know, exaggerated out there. But a lot of these brands are kind of doing it in ways that I just think are tacky, right? And they're kind of just adding feathers to anything. And we're seeing a lot of 80s maximalism kind of coming back, but like sans shoulder pads and things like that. And I think that color schemes are playing a bigger role, right? That bold kind of neon is kind of fading out a little bit. I would like to see it kind of fade out. It had a whole resurgence a few years ago. And we're kind of getting more into earth tones and kind of that sleeker type of toned down darkness, I would rather say.
What's Kim Kardashian's place in fashion? You have some strong opinions of Kim Kardashian?
Well, here's the thing, right? I used to, I don't want to say like Kim Kardashian. I was a supporter of Kim
You were a
Kardashian.
supporter? Okay.
I support anyone who, if someone's making money off of your name, your face, your something, I'm going to be team you when it comes to gaining your returns. Okay.
They're very good business people. I got to give them that.
You know, exactly.
Yeah.
I think they're strong marketers, and
Very
I think
good
they know
marketers.
kind of
Yeah.
their base. However, in terms of fashion, Kim has never been a fashion icon, in my opinion. Most of her fashion, believe it or not, if you followed Kim, knows it came through the influence of being with Kanye. Kanye is really the one who put her in the kind of front and center of fashion, given where he was kind of taking a lot of fashion in and of itself. But I think, you know, I kind of find her to have lack of integrity, right? You're partnering, with Balenciaga. She just walked Demna's last show with Balenciaga in like a 2005, I don't even know what to call that kind of sequin nightgown looking thing, and a huge fur coat. I'm like, fashion's still doing faux. I mean, you should be doing faux fur at this point. You're still doing regular furs. Like, you're just so out of touch.
Right.
And it just feels like she'll just go with wherever the flow goes.
Yeah.
And granted, there's a market, right? I think that she's someone who she sees an opportunity to exploit a market. I'm going to maximize it. But that's why you see a lot of her brands, like they're in for about a few years, they die.
She's not authentic.
She goes and she does something else, because it's not about building something that lasts. It's about following whatever's trendy.
Yeah.
And I get it. Girl made you a billionaire, you know? So,
Right.
And you've got a following for it. But I think it just lacks integrity. It lacks ethos for me.
Yeah. So who are some of your fashion icons?
That's a hard question. I mean, if we're going male, I think Jonathan Bailey is perfection.
Okay.
When it comes to just what he wears, how he wears it, I think it suits him. I mean, he's a perfect example of a male celebrity to me that outfits don't wear him, he wears them. And he wears some very risque things, and he wears some things that are very toned down, very plain almost. And it just always looks elevated. It always fits him, and it fits his style.
Yeah.
So I think he's pretty fantastic. When I think of females, Zendaya, I mean, I don't think there's any celebrity today doing it better than she is. I mean, her stylist is probably the best in the game.
Really?
Roche. Oh my God, please. He also does Celine Dion.
There you go. We know you're a big fan.
Yeah, no, but he is incredible. I mean, he is actually a judge now in the new season of Project Runway with Christian Siriano. But yeah, no, I think there's no one better than her currently. And like I said, Jonathan Bailey, for me, absolutely. And even, you know, Daniel Levy. He played David on Schitt's Creek.
Yeah.
People say I'm very familiar, or remind them of
Yes,
him personality-wise.
you have some vibe.
Yeah. And I think he's another one who understands kind of his aesthetic.
Really? Okay. Summer fashion. Things to know, recommendations, especially for guys.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I think the Euro look, Euro chic, whatever you want to call it, is kind of coming in. So I'm a big fan of I don't want to say like loose, but still form-fitting, you know, short sleeve button downs.
So we're moving away from tightness.
Yeah. Just
right.
also like it's not comfortable.
Right?
Yeah, I think we can all agree that things that are extremely tight are just not very comfortable. We can kind of move away from that.
There's some people here in the office that are a little tight. We got to loosen them up a little bit.
I wear some tight stuff sometimes.
I know. I busted you the other day.
But yeah, I think, you know, just kind of that a little bit more loose, button down, short sleeve type of shirt. It's so what I'm looking for, right? It's still formal,
form-fitting, but formal,
with a casual type of vibe to it, right? I think nice linen pants or just nice slacks. Again, form-fitting. I'm not a big like chancleta kind of guy.
You're
but
not.
Like
What about Crocs?
solid? No, hell no. Okay, put that to the things we'll get rid of. Crocs. I don't consider that fashion at all.
Yeah.
But we could definitely get rid of that. I don't know why we brought it in the first place. I mean, also, you know me, I'm a polo guy.
Yeah.
I think it's forever. Like you can never go wrong with a solid polo.
Yeah, with a solid polo.
But like I said, like a lot of knits, right? We're seeing a lot of knits, and even men kind of dealing with a little bit of like lace knits, not in kind of the same way, obviously, as women, but again, in kind of the t-shirt style and just in general. I mean, I think we're kind of losing. And there was an article I read the other day by this Italian person on Instagram who was like pissed off that like the tie is dead, right? Like no one wears like a solid tie anymore, even like in these formal events. Yeah. And I'm like, did it ever look good? Like really? Like if we look back,
I never got the tie.
Never, right? I'm like, you could still look very professional, still look very nice, kind of without it.
Yeah. And
even in formal events, I'm a bow tie type of guy. Like I'm not like a full long length type of tie. But yeah, I think it's just about smart, casual European look. That's what I see as capturing kind of someone. If you look at even the more like American brands, like American Eagle, as well as Abercrombie and Fitch, they're kind of having resurgences.
They
And I would
have. The
say
stock's gone crazy.
specifically on like TikTok and
Yeah.
Instagram, they've completely changed their, I wouldn't say their aesthetic, but definitely who they market to. And it's very much that Euro, calm, clean, easy, but still, you know, fresh.
In addition to fashion, you're a huge football fan, specifically the Green Bay Packers
Yeah, I would
and
say
Florida games.
Yeah, exactly. Those are the only two people, or only two teams, excuse me, that I watch.
That you watch,
Yeah.
that you're a fan.
Correct.
The season's around the corner.
Mhm.
Give me predictions, overviews of both franchises.
I mean, let's start with the Packers. I mean,
Okay.
we had a much more decent year than I think a lot of people
They had a
would
good
have
run.
anticipated
Yeah.
early on. And if we could keep the team healthy,
Yep.
I think we have a very strong shot going all the way
Yeah.
this year. I mean, we've retained most of the roster. I mean, they're practicing well from what I've seen.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think they're just gelling with each other more. I mean, the conversation last time was, you know, does Jordan Love have kind of like what it takes? I think he needs more opportunities
Yeah.
to get comfortable with the uncomfortable, which was something that I always gave credit to for Rodgers. I think
Right.
he was the most comfortable in the worst situations.
Always.
Because he trusted kind of the people that
Yeah.
were out there. So I'm hoping he kind of gets a little bit of that. And if they can get that together, I think they'll be pretty unstoppable this season. As far as the Gators are concerned, we had an okay season last year.
At the end of the year, they're playing well.
Listen, I always say as long as we beat FSU, we have a great season.
Right.
even if it's a losing season, that's
Yeah.
the only game I care
Yeah.
about. No, that's a joke. But like, it's the one game I care the most about.
Yeah.
And of course, it's the last game we play
Right.
every year. But I think, you know, do I think they're going to be a top 25 team? I think there's potential.
Yeah.
I don't know. Our offense really still just has to tighten up. Florida's traditionally been a defense
Yeah.
team. So if our offense can kind of get it together this year earlier, I
Yeah.
think it
They
kind of
started
got
off
a
bad
little
last year, and then
Yeah,
and then they got hot.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that's my thing. It's just picking that one quarterback who you're really going to kind of stand behind, and just letting them, you know, do their magic.
Good stuff. Frank, this was fun.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming on the show.
Absolutely.
3-time guest. Let's make it a fourth, okay?
Anytime. You let me know. I'm
Thanks,
happy
man.
to be here. Thank you.
Once again, I want to thank our sponsors, D2C Design, your design firm for anything related to Shopify, e-commerce, and your website needs. Again, you can find them at d2cdesign.com. Thanks.